Hello, welcome back to the Pedal Progressions podcast, where progression is the obsession, like always. I'm joined by Craig Frazee and Kellen Johnson, and I am Brian Zajac, and we are going to take a trip down memory lane today on my favorite kind of episodes. But first, let me tell you about our sponsors. We recorded two awesome guests tonight in the Taco Tuesday at Cannonsburg studio. Also, from our last episode, 8th Day Gym, the Burn intro offer. Check out the website. $49, unlimited classes. I will say you should maybe wait till it's not as hot outside if you're getting into it. Building Blocks Foundation, providing speech to underserved populations in the greater Grand Rapids area. Check out the website, buildingblocksfoundationinc.org. You can see the mission statement. You can see all the things they're doing. You can see what the money goes to for the kids and the impact it's making in the local community. It's pretty awesome, and I'm super excited about it. Also, we had an awesome time at Base Camp, Dragon Adventures Base Camp, if you will. And we started building an awesome skills park where Kellen and Craig killed it with some shovels this week. Actually, Kellen had a hidden skill that we didn't know about with driving a tractor that he kept to himself for a little while, which should have come out earlier. Check out what we're doing up there. We'll have info on a later episode about our next camping trip, which was awesome. The riding was awesome. The outdoor shower is better than advertised. Ask Nick Slayton. Ask Craig.
And the school bus ride to an amazing pizza spot.
That was pretty epic as well. So if you like what we're doing, rate and review the show. Leave comments. It just makes it easier for other people to see. It's not because we want to feel better about ourselves, but it does help other people find the show. Craig, why don't you tell us about the sweet events?
We're in it. We're in the heat of the summer. Some call it the dog days. Cannonsburg Deck Nights. You need to be out here Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. On Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, you're going to experience Deck Nights. So a little bit different menu compared to the just tacos on Taco Tuesday.
And nachos.
And Dole Whip. I think Dole Whip's every day. So show up to Cannonsburg Deck Nights Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, 5 to 9. They have an expanded menu. Anything you can think of to cook on a grill, plus some salads. 5 to 9. Come get it. This weekend is Mark Hendershot's Memorial Ride. August 10th, downtown. It is a no-drop city ride. I've been told that there are 2 kegs waiting for everybody at the finish line. And there's a bunch of prizes and cool stops along the way. For more details, check out the Mark Hendershot Memorial Ride Facebook page. Next up is the Building Blocks Foundation Golf Outing, August 22nd. There are still spots. What are you doing sleeping on these spots? If you're a single golfer, get out there, drive the ball 350, show them what's up. If you got a full team, a full crew, there's still opportunities for full teams to sign up.
And you can beat me.
That's not very hard. Jeff Jacoby, ever heard of him? He's hosting another round of King of the Ring, August 23rd. Check Facebook. You know it is some bar-to-bar, incredibly intense racing.
For free.
For free!
And I'm planning on being there to defend my X title.
And there's probably going to be food. There was a sweet lobster truck in round 1. People were getting lobster rolls. I'm not sure what the food was in round 2, but...
No cell service at Mark, so we are out of the loop on the ring, besides Ryan Mulder won it.
But no doubt about it, the Jacoby event is going to be all time. Last up, we have the P3, the Pedal Progressions Group Rides. They are starting first week of September, after Labor Day. We'll figure out the times. We'll figure out where it's at. But just imagine a ride with your friends where you hang out, you drink beer afterwards.
We're waiting for Craig to get his new bike.
It's coming in the mail. It's going to be here on Friday.
That's sick. We had a very pleasant ride at the Dragon.
It was good. I borrowed a real cross-country bike, and it turns out that they exist for a reason. It worked really, really well. And I don't want to admit it, but I'm admitting it. I got kind of a cross-country bike on the way. But I will be riding that at our Pedal Progressions group rides on Thursdays coming up in September. Kellen, We're going to have an invite to that group ride on our social media page.
Yes, we are. Check us out on Instagram at pedal_progressions_podcast. You can find our merch store and a whole bunch of other information in the link tree. Also, make sure you email us at pedalprogressions@gmail.com. We would love to hear from you. So this episode, we had two awesome guests. We had Rick Plite and Scott Tencate. In this episode, we learn what a Payday Pro candy bar is and how you use them to get free labor for building trails. We also learned how Merrill Trail was almost a golf course at one time. And we talked to the Barry Roubaix founder and how the origins of it come to be. And lastly, Brian brags about beating a 10-year-old kid in a bike race. So without further ado, here is the godfather of mountain biking himself and the perfect 10, Tencate.
Who's on the beep button? Like,
There's no beep button.
No dump.
Really?
button.
No censor?
So we can...
I mean, I could beep them out if you asked me
oh,
to.
I don't care. But there may be a lot. We should have brought some stickers.
Oh yeah, we
yeah,
add them.
gotta
There's a
add.
bunch of them
I
on
see
here.
geese.
I was gonna tell you to bring a bunch of swag for these guys.
Oh, I was thinking we were just going to buy them beer.
Your house is so far away.
They need to buy us a
Come
beer.
on over.
We didn't. Neither one of us wanted to be here, right? Remember?
Yeah.
No, I wasn't going to be here until Brian talked about paying me.
Well,
How
let's
much
hear
is he
that
paying
number. Yeah.
No, I didn't get that.
What?
I didn't get that offer.
I was like, no way. And then he started talking money, and I was like, all right.
I was like,
you,
Rick-
you got me interested.
If I win King of the Ring, will you come on the podcast? And I did.
No,
I was like, if Rick's in, I'm in.
he swindled both of us.
It took some work to get you guys on, and then someone said that you guys were on another podcast before. Is that true?
No.
Yes.
And you weren't aware of it?
Like mountain bike radio or something?
Yes, that was it. Gosh,
Oh.
dang.
Was that over the phone?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
that was probably in like 2012.
Okay.
I remember we were
Wow,
at your
good for
house on separate phones,
Like in the-
landline.
Yeah. Did I even have a cell phone on?
I don't know. But yeah, man, you've done your work. I don't know. That was like,
Well, I was like, I talked Rick and Scott into being on a podcast. I'm so proud of myself. And they're like, yeah, I heard them on this other podcast once. I was like, wait, what? Like,
rare.
those bastards
Yeah,
told
no.
me they would never do a podcast.
no,
No, I don't remember this.
too modest.
You don't even know what you guys talked about or anything. You're just like,
Absolutely not.
it's during COVID, you're drinking beer.
It was probably pretty bad.
Yeah.
No one listened to it. 3 views.
I think it was serious business, like we thought it was.
Yeah.
It was probably at my house in mid-morning. Like, no loosey-goosey stuff, just
All serious.
really serious and boring.
18-inch trail bed. What do you think? What's the minimum width of a bridge, guys?
Oh,
Sawtooth.
18 inches.
The old, yeah.
So between the two of you guys, how long have you guys been riding bikes? It's got to be a minute.
I've been riding longer than Scott. I'd say started riding in 1990. I had an interest in like bike touring, and my wife and I were going to ride from. We were at that awful Wingate Apartments,
I know exactly where that is.
and we were going to ride down to Yankee Springs, and spend a night and then ride back. We've got these cheap 10 speeds with bags on them, and I even had a sewing lady that worked for me in interior design business. She made bags for me. I didn't realize this was going to turn into a story, but I guess it has. But I think we made it a little more than halfway. The hills were really hard. Started to rain on us. We turned around and went home. Back to the apartment. We never did finish that trip. And then probably 2 years later, I said I wanted to go mountain biking. So went to Village Bike Shop. I said, I'm going straight to the top because I know I'm going to love this. And I'm going to buy my last bike first.
That's the bike you still have, right?
Yeah. And
So what they set you up with?
Back in 1992, it was a giant ATX 770 or 780 rigid fork.
Thumb shifter on top.
Yeah, Shimano DX or whatever it was called. And I'm like, I'm set for life. This bike was like $800. And back then, that's a lot of money, I think. And
I mean, it's still a lot of money to me.
so
I don't ball that hard.
probably 30 bikes later, I'm still riding. So whatever 92 to now is.
Is it still up in your barn? Because you've got a pretty sweet barn set up at your house.
No,
No, you sold it?
I sell everything as soon as I can.
You don't wish you still had, like, your first sentimental bike?
No, not at all.
And I thought I didn't have a soul. Oh my
I'm just the opposite. I hold on to everything.
He does.
I can't believe I predate you as far as riding. So Marnie, my wife, she bought me
Previous guest, Marnie.
previous guest, yeah, preceding me. She actually was working for D&W bagging groceries in the 80s. And we were dating, and she took her paycheck and bought me a Schwinn Sierra from Kentwood Schwinn. Black and chrome, and I still have that to this day. And it's like, I still remember, just getting that for the first time, riding some of the trails like Hungerford up in Big Rapids.
That's underrated trail.
That's what everybody
Not
says.
this time of the year.
Yeah, not this time of the year.
But you should tell that, because it's like, that is like, people don't realize how much goes in, how many like years and decades go into like making things come to fruition. And
Yeah.
I was blown away at how early you were like planting the seeds to build Merrill Trail.
Yeah.
And we didn't build it until 2010, 2011.
Right. Yeah, a long time. I would say it was in the planning stages for 10 years before we were actually able to shovel the dirt. And yeah, it was just little stuff like going to the Plainfield Township meetings and voicing your opinion, and people are like, heck yeah, golf course. And then someone else is like, I think we need condominiums. And like, there was maybe 3 people there, me one of them, were like, no, we need green space, we need trails, blah, blah, blah. And a few of us, like, I think we're getting through to some people.
The pickleball people would be so pissed if there was a
Yes.
golf course there now.
That's right. I'm pissed they're there now.
So did you have a vision from the beginning? You've driven by that plot of land and seen the terrain and just kind of knew?
Well, I was previously involved with Luton Park, and that was also a 10-year wait period. Working with Roger Sabine, the Kent County Parks Director, who was, he's probably in his early 60s at the time, and he was really, really tight. Like, he had a different perspective of what state parks should be. They should all look like the original building at Johnson Park. That's what it should look like. You don't touch it, and the green space stays the green space. It doesn't become anything else.
And you just mow it over and over and
That's
over.
right. Or let it turn to woods. So I was used to working with Roger and waiting, and Dennis Murphy actually started that with Roger, and I think Dennis gave it a couple years and Roger was turning him down, and then I started having conversation. I was involved with WMMBA way back then, to 92 probably. And I'm pretty easygoing. I don't pressure people into doing something they don't want to. And it's like, maybe I'm too soft, but he wouldn't give me anything for 10 years.
It's almost like when I was trying to book this guy that I know that's older and stuck in his ways and didn't want to come on the podcast.
Curmudgeon.
All right, great.
Funny.
Yeah.
I'm sensing, I've known you for probably a total of 5 minutes now. But I sense persistence
Yeah.
had
Oh my
something to do with it.
You can't give up. I mean, it takes a long time, and you build these relationships, and I even started having beers with Roger, knowing it wasn't going anywhere. And we were talking Johnson Park way back then, and Luton Park, and Wafield, and so all these different trails were happening. So, after Luton was finished, it's like we hear about this potential area at Plainfield Township and the old dump, and so you start looking at topo maps and start getting excited, and you start drawing your own trails, like you have a vision of what it should be like. And and then the same thing. For probably 8 years, I bugged the heck out of this guy. I'd call him every 6 months, and he said, look, we don't know what's going to happen there yet. Don't keep calling me every 6 months.
Okay, talk to you in 6 months.
Okay, bug you till you give it to me.
Yeah. But he finally said, you know what? There's something going down, and I think you guys are going to have a trail. Just be patient. Don't keep bugging me. Be patient.
What year was Luton? What year did we put shovels in the ground?
I think that was around 2002. But it wasn't completed until maybe 4 years later.
I say it finished during my head injury sabbatical. Because, like, I got hurt at the U.S. Open really bad, and I had to take 3 years off because I blacked out every time I hit a bump hard. And when I got back, the Cannonsburg was twice as long, Luton existed. Like, there was a lot that had changed over those years. And, I mean, I was so stoked the first time I rode Luton. Like, this is so much different than what we've had at Pando, we've had at Yankee Springs and Bass River. It was like the next step in the evolution of like modern mountain biking trails at the time. And I mean, I rode Luton on Wednesday. I still love going to Luton, especially my favorite. I avoid Luton like the plague until May, because on the Black Loop, there's May apples that come up and they bloom. And there's like one ribbon of dirt through the May-apples. And like, to me, that is my year of mountain biking starts going in May through the Black Loop and seeing the May-apples
That's
bloom.
cool. Yeah.
It's cool.
I recall like starting working with you like on trails at Luton and attending trail days.
Yeah, that's
But
where we
Rick
got the Hershey
was always
product.
the coordinator. I mean, he was like the trail coordinator of every trail, It was like, whether it was Luton or the Ski Hill or Merrill or Wafield, you had your fingers in things that was like, they're saying that, there are people that talk shit and there are people that do shit. And that's what I was so drawn to Rick about, is like, he does shit. He's like, he doesn't care about like, let's have a meeting on this, and then we'll have another meeting on this, and then we'll vote on this. And then we were like, fuck this, we're going to go out and build this trail. And people got pissed off, and what, but we raised the money, and that kind of stuff. And it's like, get shit done.
Right.
You can talk all you want, but
Ben LeDuc's another one like that too.
Yeah.
We're
so good.
all three of us are in that same vein of like, I mean, I was in the WNBA right after, like, as Rick was leaving, I was coming in, and that was the part that I just couldn't stand. What year did you say you started with the WNBA, and like what different roles did you have in it?
I went on a camping trip with them early 90s. The amount of mountain biking I had done with my brand new Forever bike was
The 92 Giant.
I lived in Elder Heights, and behind Brookside School is kind of a rough gravel pit area, and there's some walking trails next to Plaster Creek. And I would just go back there and like, oh, this is cool. This is mountain biking.
Is that Ken O'Shea?
No.
Oh, no.
There's a water tower back there behind, you know where Brookside School is?
I'm not.
On Madison and Elger.
Oh, yeah, I do actually, yeah.
Yeah. So there's some, I don't know if it's there anymore. It's probably something else. But I thought that was mountain biking. And so I asked the guys at the bike shop. They couldn't even send me anywhere. Like, they didn't know about the game area. Back then, we could ride Amon Park. And so most of my time was spent there. And then they made us go through all these hoops. Like on the weekends, we need safety people there with orange vests on, riding around and seeing if anybody needs help or if they're lost. And we had to sign in and sign out in this box hanging on a post. It was the most ridiculous thing ever. And my wife and I got suckered into it. We were the first ones to do it. And I can't remember who else did it, but
You were the safety vest guy?
yeah.
I can't even picture that.
These are the stories that get lost over the generations. It's just like this kind of stuff is
We
so
had
funny.
the Lycra covers on our helmet.
My first
I
helmet
remember
had
those.
that. I had a
Yeah.
black and highlighter colored.
Yes.
black.
Yes.
Is that just for visibility, or
They were foam. They were like the cooler you'd buy at the gas station for $3.
That's
Is
it.
what you wore on your
It was
head.
solid. It was just a solid styrofoam. It looked like this big white mushroom on your head, unless you got some damn, glow in the dark.
so that was swag?
It
That
seemed
was
like it
swag.
only protected you if you like landed straight on the top of your head.
Right.
Like there was no protection on the sides.
And
It
we
was
all bought them way too big, so our foreheads are all showing like this. Oh, it was awful. But I never held a position with the WMMBA. Back when I started, it was Janet Jones.
Marty's wife?
Yep. Marty.
Wow.
Marty.
Person who owned my house first.
Yes. Marty wasn't there yet in the picture. But John Haffenden. John Haffenden.
He's a good dude.
Yep. Dan Clark, Scott Peterson, and that was about it. And we had the game area trail to take care of. And we tried to do the thing at
Your orange vest.
something tells me there weren't like board meetings and
It's drinking.
minutes.
And
Yeah,
old
right.
founders.
Let's get together and talk about where we can build Bandit Trail.
It always seemed to be in the basement of Brands, and I never figured that out. Like, why? This is disgusting.
Scott, when did you start building trails? Was Luton your first project into it?
I think I had maybe done a couple trail days at the game area. I do remember bench cutting a couple trails in there, and you always remember your first bench cut every time you ride it. And then I do recall like doing a lot of trail days with Rick at Luton. I think then it turned into full-time. I had left my job, and Rick and I started full-blown on Merrill. I mean, we got approval. We were still meeting with the township. We went in there full bore. You and I, we met every day for like
Oh, yeah.
months.
A year.
And we were laying out the corridor, laying out all the trail. We started actually building bridges. And then we changed gears like part of the way through it and said, you know what? We really need to think bigger. Let's get a professional trail builder in here.
Right. So
And-
all of our
all
designs
all
went
the
out the window.
all the shit we had, like volunteers out there building corridors, chainsawing. We had all these corridors and bridges, and Alex Stewart comes in and he's like, "You guys really hamstrung me. Now I've got to get to that bridge." And it's like that's not how they work.
Yeah. We know.
Yeah.
We had an experience with this weekend.
We built a berm before we should have.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So, oh my gosh, I don't even know how many hours we spent.
How many
working at
beers
Merrill.
did you have meeting about Merrill? What would you say the over-under is on total beers consumed?
Oh man,
It didn't matter because it was
it was 2 years.
I don't remember.
It was the Alex Stewart diet program. I mean,
Yeah.
I was in the best shape of my
Yeah.
life.
It was literally, I'd say P90X every day for like 2 years.
Yeah.
I mean, you'd go home and you'd fall down, and it was so hot at times.
Yeah.
I remember Jeremy Carroll, like, there were certain people that were our workhorses. We tried to be like the managers and the leaders, and we'd be like Jeremy Carroll, Ben Morris, LeDuc.
Ben Morris.
Yeah, it would be like you carry the flagstone, carry the cedar for the bridges, carry the generator, a mile back to the bridge.
Hey, we just had guys on that were doing CrossFit. You guys were doing
Hey.
CrossFit trail building.
It literally was. That was probably the best shape I've been in my life. too.
Watching Ben Morris pick up that boulder that was probably, it was as round. I mean, picture the size of a standard car tire, and then make it round like a ball. He freaking picks this thing up and carries it for half a mile.
Yeah.
You just described like there's a strongman competition.
Yeah, I've seen that. Right?
That's
Have you
what
ever
it
seen
was.
that?
I've
Yeah,
seen
the-
that.
the-
How was that?
The
Atlas ball.
Atlas stone, yeah.
That was Ben Morris.
Yes. And then the next day, he's like, yeah, injured myself.
I don't know why my back hurts. I must have slept wrong.
He kept showing up.
He did.
So did LeDuc. I remember like there was a day where we were like, it was a day like today, 90s, like super humid. It was a Saturday, and there were these young kids running around in circles, and we were standing in this like sunspot, and Ben LeDuc was sitting there like with his head rested on a rhino, and these kids are running around like just screaming and out of control. And he's like, "I'm so hungover, we got to get out of here."
That's funny.
Yeah.
But there's so many stories like on Winalda where you cross the stream.
Yeah.
You would not believe how much work we put into that.
I can imagine.
We rebuilt it 3 times,
Probably, yeah.
and then
Alex did not like it.
and the first time we built it, we had this big ceremony where Rick pulls out like these goldfish from Meyer in a bag or something, because there's like this backwater behind the waterfall.
We had a pond
you know?
going on.
Yeah, and he's like, "All right, we all gathered around and we released these goldfish." And like 1 second later, they go over the dam and they're like downstream. And I was like, "Well, that's over."
It's like releasing the doves.
Yeah,
you know?
goodbye. Oh, you're dead.
Yeah, right straight to the raccoons.
I'd like to think that they're giant koi fish.
Yeah,
in a
they're
wonderful
so- yeah,
pond
definitely.
farther down the
That
river.
was kind of my plan, but it filled up with sand in the first rainstorm. So the pond was gone.
Yeah,
As
But it was-
Michigan does.
It was probably knee deep.
it was cool.
And I mean, we sat in the parking lot waiting for it to fill up,
Yep.
drinking beers, and went down there with our headlamps, and I found a crayfish, and that's,
That's why he's Big
You
Daddy
ate
Craw.
Oh, that's where that came from?
yeah.
Big Daddy Craw.
Marnie, yeah, good old Marnie.
You know what's interesting, like about Merrill, and maybe a lot of people don't know this, maybe you guys do, but like all the trail names. Do you know, like all the segments, the trail
Yeah,
names,
wilderness and
Chameleon
Yeah.
and Sawtooth, and you know where those all came from?
No.
Really?
mushroom trips.
No. So when we struck the deal with Wolverine Worldwide Foundation for the Merrill to be the title sponsor, basically, you know, and have the trail named after them, all those are Merrill shoes.
Really? Because
Yeah.
I'm a big Merrill shoe fan.
You
I
don't
have a
remember
lot.
any of those?
No, I wear Novas.
You have Jungle Mocks.
I wear Novas, and then I have like the shoot. What are
I
they?
do love Novas.
I have the
Nova
zero
2s.
drop. I like Nova 3 Gore-Tex. That's my jam.
Oh,
I have a couple of them.
can't afford those.
Well, you got to go to the discount thing at the shoe factory. Then they're cheap and waterproof. But no, I have the CrossFit like zero drop shoes. That's what that's all I wear. But I did not. I've never heard of the Sawtooth. The
It's
Chameleon,
pretty
the
cool
Wil-
because I mean, when I think about that trail, the names actually couldn't have been more appropriate. Like, you know, Sawtooth is perfect for that trail.
Right.
You know, and Wilderness and Chameleon and Outbound and all that stuff. It was like
Yeah,
pretty amazing.
yeah,
What about Siren and Phaser?
They're-
Both of them.
Both
Those
of
are
them
shoes too?
Yeah.
They're probably not around anymore, but
No.
at the time, I mean, Scott and I were looking on the computer and like, Siren, well, that has to be the fastest trail.
That's my favorite.
Yeah.
Yep, that is my favorite.
And, yeah,
But
like,
tell them what the original names of some of the trails were. You remember those? Like when we first
Oh.
started with Stewart, or when we started like building the trail, what we were
Right.
gonna name them?
yeah.
Down, down, frown, upside down.
I don't remember all of them, but I remember one of them was the elevation, like, I don't know,
930.
930. That was high point.
Right. And then there was Grapevine.
Oh, yeah.
And then Sawtooth. I don't know why I remember this shit, but Sawtooth originally was called, Rick thought of it as Little
Oh.
Vermont.
Yeah.
So we called
You're
that
right.
Little Vermont.
Yeah, we did.
Is that like a throwback to Mount Snow back in the day with all the stupid rocks all over the place?
Yeah, it was basically from me going to, riding in Vermont and West Virginia, like I don't like that stuff.
I don't either. It's very square wheel bike feeling. to me.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Well, Sawtooth kind of fits because, like, in general, a sawtooth works in one direction and not the other.
So true.
Nice, Craig.
I didn't think of it that way. Yeah, I went off that, whatever, 15-inch wide bridge on Sawtooth when you're going in the red direction.
The right direction.
The correct direction. And, you make the curve off from Phaser, and you go, there used to be a little teepee frame there, and then that first bridge you cross, and I had Danielle and Jill Martindale following me. I'm not leading, right? And I got these two pretty
Pros.
much pros following me.
Both previous guests.
Yes. And I put the front wheel off the edge and somersaulted into all those boulders and landed on my back. Oh my God, I thought I was dead.
Did you get up and you're like, I'm fine?
No,
He cried.
I actually put my arm behind my back and kept, like screaming and moaning and crying. And they thought I broke my arm because I was grabbing my low back. And there wasn't a lot much said after that.
I mean,
I said, I'm going to walk out. And they're like, are you sure? You need any help? No, I'll just walk out.
that was the dumbest stuff we had done on that trail because we were like, oh, we need to make this super hard and qualify. We need a qualifier. For somebody to get into Sawtooth, they've got to start out at 18 inches and it goes to like a 2x4.
I liked it.
And if they don't, but I fell off it, Rick fell off it, everyone fell off it. People were getting so hurt. And so we were like, you know what? You go up to Copper Harbor, you go up wherever, they're not building 18, 12-inch skinnies. I mean, maybe there are some option lines.
Yeah, there used to be.
Like the normal line. And we kind of said, maybe this is stupid. We got too many emergency calls from Plainfield Township. And
Kellen still runs between the tree every time we go through there. I want to strangle him every time.
The A-frame.
I pick my bike up, carry it through the tree, no matter what.
I never
The
had
Y
trouble.
bridge.
Yep.
There's so many chain tooth marks on that thing, and you think about how many people have gone down on those bridges. But it's amazing how long that cedar has lasted.
I know. They've replaced a little bit of it, but not a lot. Like some single boards on the bank turn, which is just laying in sand. And
this is going to be the longest podcast ever.
No.
No? What's the record?
we're only 40 minutes in.
We're already on, what? Is this 2010?
Okay, well, we got 20 minutes and we're done.
So I heard of Big Bad Rick Plite for a long time.
Big bad.
And I was like anarchist, downhill freeride guy, rogue trail builder, anti-IMBA, hate everything that's going on. And Andy and I were rogue building up at the skills park here at Cannonsburg. And it was right before we met Kellen. We're out there building. And Andy's like, I don't think this is a good idea. We should get permission. And I was like, F them. IMBA sucks. I hate the WNBA because, I'd been in it for, 15 years at that point, right?
Right.
And I had seen where, IMBA kind of, hung themselves with, the dirt sidewalks in the woods thing.
Right.
And I'm like, none of that. And I remember Andy invited me for a dig day out at Cannonsburg, and I walk up there, and there's Rick Plite and Ben LeDuc and their two dogs. And I'm like, I don't even know who they are. I walk up, and they're like, Andy's like, hey, this is the head trail directors at the WNBA. And we're going to be the trail coordinators at the skills park, and it's going to be great. And I'm like, they hate us.
Was it possible for you to turn redder than you already are?
Yes.
What year was that?
Ooh.
Because Ben LeDuc, was he the trail coordinator?
Rick still was.
I was trying to
At
pawn
Ski
it
Hill?
up. I was trying
At everywhere. The head. This was the head trail coordinator to the other head trail coordinator. Bill Shaver was still the coordinator at Cannonsburg at the
Oh
time.
my gosh, I
Yeah.
remember that.
Yeah, it was
Built
Okay,
it.
so that's going back.
Yeah.
And Rick's like,
What
guys-
the hell's going on?
basically, this is not the words he said, but this is how I took it. If this trail you're working on turns out, you can keep doing it, but if it sucks, you're done. And we built the slope line, which is still one of my favorite lines of all time out there.
That came from me?
I believe it.
I mean, that's what your eyebrows and frowns said.
No.
Yeah, okay.
That's
You
one of
weren't super into it, though.
But you know what? That's one of the things I love most about Rick is he is the most direct person. There's no like, beating around the bush or anything. You're just like go straight at it, and that's like why you were such a great like leader. Whether it was
Well, it gets me in a lot
you
of
got
trouble.
No, when
Yeah, it does.
Ben's like, yeah, Dad, you tell him.
Do you know who he is?
Utah runs through the back of my knee. He's like, get him, Utah. You're not digging here ever again.
Utah.
Yeah, poor guy's still alive. Yeah, he's 13. He'll be 13 in October.
How's he doing? He's a good dog.
He's like
Yeah.
the Merrill mascot.
Yeah. He's got
He
like
built Merrill with us.
grapefruit size bumps on their skin, It's just fluid. And I think he's probably got 3 or 4 of them. A couple of them are golf ball size. And now all he wants is food, go poop twice and pee twice and sleep the rest of the time.
That sounds like my perfect day.
Sounds like Rick. Yeah, isn't that where you are?
We're about the same age, I think.
So I got the $1 million question for you.
What?
Why? Why did you put in so much effort into getting wonderful trails made in this area? What was the inspiration?
I think when we just had the game area and Amon Park to deal with, we were sitting around twirling our thumbs and like, okay, let's go move sand uphill again. These crazy
CrossFit.
yes, crazy ideas. And I said, since we don't have a project, we have all these projects we think about, like Luton's going to happen someday. And then a little while later, 5 years later, okay, Merrill will happen someday. What are we going to do in the meantime? We can't just keep putting Band-Aids on the game area. And so I said, why don't we see if Cannonsburg Ski Area will let us repair Brent Walk's mountain bike course.
3-mile sand trap.
Yes. And reroute some of that stuff and add on. And at the time it was Steve Brown. He said, I want you to talk to Rick Van Tongeren. He's in charge of managing the ski area. I'm just the owner. And I talked to Rick Van Tongeren and I told him my idea and he's like, why do you even bother? Like, why would people want to do this? And like, well, you guys are so nice to let us use the property. So why don't we just show you what we can do and we get to practice the skills we learned. I went to the IMBA Summit. And so we used Up the Gut that Brent had in there, the basic 2-track to get to the top, ride out to the peninsula, but then Brent would send you down that sand dune to crash into
A 90-degree turn. I remember it vividly. It was my first mountain bike race.
and we would, during the races, the beginners would go last. So all the better classes would run over there after we were all done and watch all the beginners come down this sand dune, grabbing their front brakes and falling. Head over heels, head over heels, head over heels.
And jumping out of the half pipe. That was also a rather randy time.
And so that was the first thing we did. We took that out and we did the switchback back and forth on that side slope that kind of faces the $1 million mansions. And
Plite's Peak, if you will.
yes, that came
Rick
in.
Plite.
That little extension came in, I think, the second year. And then we pretty much used all of Brent's stuff after that. until we got to the climb to like near Tenner's house. And then Ben took over and added the Duke Trail.
Todd Rylesma was in there too.
He was. And they were, I don't recall that they were adding stuff. I think they were just...
The triple came in that time, I think, as well.
I remember.
But it was like not the current triple. It was
Right,
Well, Rick and I laid out the original triple.
right.
That was rowdy one way.
I remember.
That was also a sawtooth.
Yeah, it wasn't the best design,
No.
but it worked. Yeah, there's a long history of all of that
It's
stuff.
pretty amazing though. Like
But
the
we
ski
went-
hill right now is so amazing.
It's my favorite
what
trail.
it's turned into. Yeah, it's so.
I mean, through the years, everybody involved got to throw it out for
Bill and
Bill
Joe.
Shaver,
Bill Norman.
Bill and Joe.
Ben LeDuc, he
Ben
like
LeDuc.
laid a huge foundation.
Yep, Jurian.
Jurian, yeah, he had his
Yeah,
time.
yep.
We were having beers with him earlier.
Yep.
Turned us
And-
down.
And that
Podcast.
that trail's turned literally from 3 miles to 13.
Yeah, the main trail is 12 and a half exactly. Because for me to get it under an hour is like everything I can do to average 12.7.
That's pretty
And it's
fast.
like 57 minutes. And then if you add the front stuff to it, you got 15 miles, especially because they just did an addition to the kids loop in the front, where they're in the process of doing it.
Oh, I didn't know that. Need to check that out.
Yeah, there's the 3 kids loops that are currently there, and now there's adding on to the Enchanted Forest one, which is like the easy one that I take my dog on all the time.
Yes.
And now you're adding onto that.
Where did Bill find more property for that?
I think Cannonsburg actually bought the white farmhouse
Yeah,
over there.
yeah, they bought the house over there, or the add-on.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, same with the back where Bill Norman built the like
Oh, the
real
option.
steep climbs, and then like now that'll end up being the connector. So less people are gonna go through Scott's yard.
Right. I heard that.
I rode through there today, and I was like, Roxy, where are you?
Gotta pet the trail donkey. That's your fee for going through.
If I catch it wrong, it adds an hour to my ride. Sit and talk to you and your wife.
Without barbecue.
Yeah.
Is there a trail in West Michigan that you haven't had a hand in building? I feel like you've had a hand in absolutely everything around here. I think the list is shorter of the trails that you haven't done.
I would agree, because Rick, think about all the hours you put into even Yankee, just spending time working with the DNR. Rick and I, we were just having a meeting on Barrier Bay with the city of Hastings.
Oh, you guys are at 48 minutes. And I still have to ask you about your race promotion.
That's a small stuff. And we were just sitting in a meeting. We were like, hey, they said, hey, do you have anything else? And we were like, you know what? By the way, would you guys happen to have any green space around here that might be like suitable for a mountain bike trail? And they were
Hammond.
like, Hammond, yeah, exactly.
Yep.
They're like,
Yep.
literally in that meeting, they said, let's go look at it. And we went from that meeting, drove straight over there. We walked it, and we were like, wow, this is beautiful.
Yeah.
And,
Gosh, I forgot all about that.
yeah, right, Tim.
Put that feather in our cap.
So to answer your question, I think he's been involved in everything.
Definitely Wallfield. Definitely here. Definitely State Game. Definitely Merrill. Definitely Luton.
Upper Mac.
Upper Mac. Underground? Question mark?
Underground, my daughter and I used to live in Elger Heights, okay?
I helped build the dirt jumps there back when it was really legal.
I added the extra single track that is west of all the original. The stuff that goes all the way near the,
A homeless encampment?
I don't know where that is now, but I went all the way to Kalamazoo.
Yeah, the homeless encampment.
Okay. And it was a lot of flat stuff, but we went through the Myrtle and stuff like that.
I love that trail, for the record. Like, when
Yeah.
I
Yes.
am going to travel, like, when I went to Europe, that was one of the trails I spent a lot of time training on, because, like, the penalty for not being able to carry speed through turns is severe there.
Yeah.
More than anywhere else, even Bass River.
Yeah.
Like, to be able to carry speed on corners and accelerate and push at underground, that, I think, is one of the most well laid out trails for the space I've ever seen in my entire life.
I would agree.
That's been through so many iterations, though. Wasn't much back when my daughter and I were there, but it has improved.
Was that before the super sketchy North Shore stuff, like the elevated bridges
Yeah.
from like Vince Valdez and Jeff
Yeah,
Jacoby.
Right. that came after my time. That was Jacoby and some others, I believe. Yeah, I even went out to North Shore, or what's it called?
Coast Guard Park.
Shore Acres.
Oh yeah, the BMX track
Yeah.
and disc golf course.
Yeah, I actually
Mimba stuff. Now,
helped lay out that half mile of trail or whatever it is, and
I mean, you were in the early days of
Hungerford. We spent so much time on Hungerford laying out trail that never got developed. It was brutal.
Yeah,
Mark
not
and
to take
stuff.
anything away from Martin Hall, but
Oh,
you
yeah.
were in the early meetings.
Yeah.
We attended some of those meetings. You were involved in that and helping that kick off.
50 and 5.
Owassapee, you were probably involved in something
Yes.
out there. I mean, everything. You have
Stayed
literally.
overnight out there. Yep.
What else?
Yeah, I used a bob trailer there for trail days.
Yeah, you're not involved. You weren't involved in, which is amazing. I mean, it really is, because I think about how much work like one trail takes, and literally to have your like passion and your life put into so many things. But that's what I was saying earlier is like what you and Kathy have put into everything has just been amazing for the cycling community. And we haven't even, like Brian just said, we haven't even touched on like the events.
Scott's hosting, so we don't ask him questions.
Well, we're listening.
Well, Brian, what would you think about?
We're listing off stuff that I've been involved in, but I can't claim, going to the meetings, getting the trail on the ground, all that stuff. I helped work on a lot of that stuff and wasn't behind the scenes.
Yeah, but one thing you've always, like, as long as I've been around you, you always find this way to, like, say, you'd call me and say, hey, Tenor, Merrill needs, like, this. It needs a new bridge or whatever. And you always have this eye for, like, directing people to improve what they're working on. So, you may not have had, like, your hands in every exact thing, but you always, like, gave direction in your vision of, like, this would improve this to for everyone's enjoyment or,
And I want to know why. I want to know what drove you guys to put in so much time to attend these meetings with seemingly no end in sight.
That was your original question. It was
wow, an hour later,
Full circle.
I would say it was just almost kind of selfish. I wanted more trail to ride.
That's why I do it.
It's so good. It's so true.
Exactly.
Simple.
Like,
And I think I could do it better than other people, so that's why I do it.
We want cool shit that we enjoy.
Yeah. There wasn't enough around to ride.
Yeah.
So let's make more. So
Perfect.
I guess that's where it came from.
I won't ask that question again.
All right, good.
How did you guys get into like the race promotion gig? Like, how did that go? Because Marnie kind of told the story a little bit, but you guys do well. You're retired from it now, right, Rick?
Mm-hmm.
And now it's Scott, Marnie, and John and
Matt and Jenny.
John, who canceled on us next week.
Losi?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
We're gonna get him in the winter.
We'll put pressure on him.
We'll get him in the winter. We're gonna take the week off. It's been a lot of podcasting lately.
All
And
right.
we needed the week off. So
Yeah.
you're involved. Barry Roubaix, awesome. We're gonna piggyback on that next year. We're doing a gear at the top of the Three Sisters. We're gonna take people's gear and put it with numbers and bring it to the finish for them because everyone overheats on that hill.
What? What's going on?
We had like 20 people ask us if we could watch their stuff as they were climbing the Three Sisters. And we were like, yeah, sure, throw it by that tree, but we're not going to be here.
Do you give them a ticket? Like
That's what we're going to do.
Okay,
we're going to give them a pedal progression sticker with a number on the
Everyone
back.
strips at the top of that thing. There's like down jackets
Oh, yeah.
and everything like sitting there.
Stuff our
Jeez.
business cards in their pocket and give it back to them.
We'll give them a sticker with a number on the back, and then we'll give them a Meyer bag with their stuff back in it at the end, and they can keep the sticker.
Perfect.
These people
That's
haven't
for us.
raced long enough.
It's cold in the morning sometimes.
I
Well,
know,
what's the
but-
saying? Cold in the lot, hot at the top.
Yeah.
Lumberjack was
True.
not cold
Ooh.
this year.
Yeah.
I heard it was very difficult.
That
And
was
then you
tough.
got the Fargo Sub 48, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that all of the events you guys do? You started with Kiss Cross, right?
Yep. And I started at the same time as building the Luton Trail. And cyclocross was just kicking off, and I was going down to Detroit and doing Robert Linden's stuff, Tailwind. It's like, God, I'm driving 3 hours to do this 45-minute race.
When I get off my bike in the mud and cold and
Right.
jump over stuff for no apparent reason.
Right. Yeah, carry your bike.
Almost die.
Yeah. But it was pretty fun. And I thought I could do that. So we started at Robinette's, and I believe it was like $5, maybe 10. I'm not quite sure, but I told everybody everybody lined up. We maybe get 30 people. I'd speak in the handheld loudspeaker. And
Bullhorn. The
Bullhorn.
bullhorn we still have.
Yeah. And I would say, okay, we're all going to go on 3. As soon as I line up, I'll scream out 1, 2, 3. And so I would race also. And then after doing my B race, I would run into the woods and take pictures with my stupid little, not a Kodak, but something
Like
similar.
a disposable camera
No,
type thing?
no.
Or?
No, it was just a little
Kodak.
pocket-sized Sony thing, and you'd upload them, and they're all blurry and fuzzy.
Oh, it was digital?
Yeah.
No,
No.
film?
Yes.
Oh, man. I took you as a film guy.
I was everything. The website, putting the race on, doing the results, and then I'd spend all night uploading the pictures.
Nowadays, have you ever heard of Roots and Rain?
No.
So it's an awesome website that connects photographers to racers through their number plate. So if you do a race, afterwards you can search your number within that race,
Right.
and then you could buy that photo.
Is that what? Does
So-
Rob use that?
I'm not sure,
I think Nick Garrison does.
but it's a cool way. If there's any photographers out there, you can show up to a mountain bike event, take some awesome photographs, and then afterwards people have a really easy, I mean, it's like
Right.
5 seconds, and you can see all the photos that were taken of you at the event.
Right.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I haven't heard of that, but I know Rob is using some kind of software that like says if your bib number 100, whatever, you can do a search on your bib and
Also turned us
all the
down on the podcast.
What?
He was supposed to come on with Joe Martindale.
All right, we'll put pressure on these people.
So Rick, you were just a little early for Roots and Rain.
Yeah, I wasn't that big. I didn't need that kind of stuff. I wanted to, it wasn't about capturing everybody's number plate and so they would have something for themselves. It was about showing people what it looked like. I would sit at the barriers and watch people go through, and I'd take 6 pictures, but I'd pick the best one, despite who was in the picture.
It's more about capturing the essence of the event.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Were you the- were you-
pine.
Go ahead.
I was going to say the pine trees at Robinette's and the steep climbs, and that place wasn't real popular for cyclocross. So then I started going into the city parks and doing them there, build a good reputation with them, and paid the fee to have beer available, that kind of stuff.
Signature of Rick Plate.
You're
Ricky
our
Plate
hero.
events. Yeah, you got to have beer at the finish.
So were you the founder of all these races? Like, did you start
Yeah.
the Barry? You started the
Yeah,
man,
Kiss Cross, Lumberjack.
how do you start a race like that? How do you get it out there? Like how do you promote something brand new?
It wouldn't have happened without the internet, and I keep mentioning that all the way back in early 2000. Like, there's no way you could do this without the internet. I mean, I remember Brent Walk. You had to go to a bike shop and look at a poster.
The flyers. I remember getting
the flyer.
picking up the flyers of every race because
Right.
they were in like a
Yeah.
display, like a tourism
Yeah.
thing.
Well, even Rick, with the Lumberjack, the first couple of years, they had to send you, wasn't it a postcard to sign up?
No,
Well, it was before Bike Reg. I don't know how they signed up, but there was no Bike Reg back then.
you're right. I
He
don't.
nailed him.
Yeah, you nailed me. I don't remember.
Handwritten.
I don't remember how we signed up because we also did hand scoring.
Right.
Dear Mr. Rick Plite, I would like to race your
Reserve
100
me a
mile
spot.
race.
No, there weren't that many people interested.
I saw that this year you guys went to the Margie thing where you just make it as terrible as possible and more people will show up.
Yeah, people keep asking if we're going to ever do the 4-lap, and I said probably not until people forget about this year.
You're
Yeah,
30.
It's been, yeah, right, maybe 30, maybe pushing it. Because if we did it next year, I bet we'd get like 10 people that would sign
I
up.
know how it works for Todd. Like, oh, how can I make this worse for everybody?
That's the truth, yeah.
Oh, let's make it unsupported too. And you pay $50 more for unsupported.
Yes.
You could pay $200 for this supported race, or you can pay $250 and we won't do shit for you.
I'll take that.
I kind of like our idea better.
If you ever need MCs for stuff, we're tipping our toes in there. I don't want to knock Jeff and
Sarah
Sarah. Yeah,
Demerly.
they do such a good job at Lumberjack. But if you need sideline reporters or something, maybe we can get in there.
Would you be afraid to be on the back of like a moto, like doing play-by-play?
Like the dude in the Tour de France?
Yeah.
I ain't opposed if I get to hold Robbie.
All right.
No, Kellen and I are going to ride our own bikes. Let the record show.
Bicycles or motos?
I'm going to go nuts to
Dirt
butt
bikes.
with Robbie.
All right, I like that. We'll set that up. All right.
He'll listen too, and he'll call me out on it.
Could you do play-by-play on the whole thing?
If we
Just
stayed
a lead
close-
group of the 62.
If we did we have wireless set up for this.
Ah.
Like, we actually do have the stuff for this.
When are you going to tell them it doesn't work when somebody's riding?
We don't know. We'll try it.
All right.
Try before you buy.
We'll test this out.
Might have to have a trailer.
I wouldn't know anybody with one of those.
Yeah, not that kind of trailer. A little one, like I think I have an old Bob from somebody in the WNBA.
Oh,
it
no
might,
way.
Might be mine.
It might be yours that you gave to Andy Fleetstra that gave to me. That's still a quick release axle like attachment.
I don't think I was that cheap. I always got somebody to buy from me.
Yeah.
I didn't give stuff away. I always had to get some money back.
In my head, I'm picturing like one of those kids, like tow behinds.
It's a one-wheel one.
Oh
yeah.
my gosh. And Brian holding the camera and the mic. And he's making a break for it.
This attack's really going well. I predict that David Brower is going to go around the outside, mile 60 to get the last 2 miles.
Speaking of David Brower, he was at Kiss Cross
Yeah.
in the beginning. And his father was. And they were both fast. And I can't believe what this kid has accomplished. And it's amazing. I don't know how old he was. Probably
Young. When he was shorter than me. And now he's a foot taller.
9.
maybe,
I bet he's
maybe 9 or 10.
Yeah.
And to where he is today. Wow.
At the Inside Out cyclocross race, my only cyclocross race ever, I brought it up on the David Brower episode. I smoked him at the end in the BMX track.
How old was he? 10.
Shut up. You shut your
You
mouth.
were a man
The truth
feeding up on
comes out.
kids.
I've never been a man.
Keep in mind he has editing powers. He can
I'm a
edit
ginger.
Oh, this is out.
My one and only cyclocross was a win, and I beat David Brower, so that's pretty solid.
Wait, why did you only have one cyclocross race? Was it too much?
Because I realized that it isn't as awful as it
It's
sounds.
it's so painful.
And it was on the BMX track, so it kind of suited me for that part.
Yeah. Well, he's pretty good at a lot of that stuff now, too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He before the interview, Craig and Kellen had something magically come up and they couldn't ride with us. And of course I have David Brower behind me, so I'm kind of pushing. And then I've got Steve Frugia coming up behind me, and I know he wants to catch David and I, and we're going up the triple, and I'm not going to give him the satisfaction of catching David Brower. And we hustled up, and it was hotter than today out. And my heart rate, David's I thought we were doing a chill lap. My heart rate's at 177, and it never came back down.
Oh, wow.
Normally, that stuff's fine, but with the heat and the excitement and having a pro behind me, not letting another pro catch us. Yeah, it was a
It's a
bad
lot
day.
of pressure.
Yeah, it was a bad day.
Yeah, we're past that. Rick and I I consider us. I don't want to speak for you, Rick, but we're kind of soft now.
You're fast. Shut up.
No,
Yeah.
like this heat and humidity. It's like you know what? I found other things in my life that
I
I
only
enjoy
got the
doing
third
too.
fastest time on Cannonsburg today.
My fast days are way behind me.
Yeah, Tenor likes to think he's laid back now, but no.
Now let's talk about this because you're basically doing exactly what Rick did when we talked about trail building. Like, oh, I don't even try anymore. I just average like 12 at Cannonsburg.
Right.
I barely break a sweat because I'm just trying to keep my heart rate down and like get
Yep.
home in time to see my wife.
That's not me.
Yes, it is.
According
No.
to Strava, it is. So
No.
unless you're fudging
Strava,
some
what
number.
year was that? Like 2012?
Today? No.
I coasted down the hill all the way to Cannonsburg today. Yeah. I
No.
feel fortunate, like, living out here, that's for sure. You know, I feel obligated to ride as much as I can, but...
I'd
yeah.
ask you about the story, but go back and listen to the Marnie Tencate episode.
Oh, boy. I could only listen to the first few minutes, sorry.
Oh, no. I hope she hears that.
Sorry, honey.
hopefully she
She
listens to
beat
more.
the hell out of that.
Hope she listens to more 5 minutes than yours.
She's way more interesting than us.
You guys have done a good job, but we're at the time when Rick needs to go to bed soon.
Oh, my
Another
gosh.
beer.
Wow.
Well, I am 66, so
You're 66?
yeah.
I did not know that. I thought you were younger than that. And I'm
Wow.
not just trying to like.
Yeah, you're sucking
Slob
up.
your knob.
Sucking up.
I'm telling you, you hit 60 and every year gets so bad. There's a lot of things wrong. Trust me.
Oh, believe me, I know.
You know, you've seen those videos. Like you sneeze and you throw your back out, and then you reach for your back, and then you break your leg or whatever. I mean, that's the stuff that goes on now, all the time, every day.
But you still ask me for like ride routes. You do qualify them though. You're like
That was.
I'm going to Bentonville and I don't want to do the stupid shit that you guys do.
Yeah.
Can I get some cross country?
And he's asking your ideas
I
for
told-
what not to hit?
I told him Hobbs. I told him back
Well, you do
40.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do know it.
Back 40. Every trail he recommended sucked.
You were afraid of?
My wife and I are like, what the hell is this trip?
I picked the
I love it.
climbiest trails I could think of.
Yes.
You underestimated me. Or overestimated me.
Ben tells stories of you passing him no dropper at Brown County, just flying down
Oh.
rocky descent. So that's what I based my opinion on.
Oh,
That's how I remember Rick. No brakes, just bombing. He was the legend at bombing down hills. That was your forte. It really was.
Well,
you
yeah, look at
you
the
had no
size.
fear. You just let it rip.
That's right. I know how to use the brakes.
You just choose not to.
Right.
So if you guys had one lasting message for anybody in West Michigan, considering all you've done, what would that be?
Run.
Take up running. No.
No.
Assume they're a mountain biker. I should have prefaced that.
I think I would say, like, remember all the people that came up before you, build all these trails, put the sweat equity into them, added on the stuff I was involved with. And we're seeing new turnover in the WMMBA, people I don't recognize names. And I think that's why things are going up again lately. I think Dan's doing a good job. And, you know, if people want to donate one day with the QR code for $5-10, or be a member, or show up at trail days, it's just important, really important, for not just for me anymore, but for my grandkids. So that's my message.
That's a great message. I
Follow that, Scott.
Yeah, that's tough. I mean, when I started working with Rick, and he retired a few years ago, he and Kathy, I said one of the things I just wanted, I appreciate history so much and what people have done to like lay the groundwork, whether it's races or trails or whatever it is. I promised Rick and Kathy that I would never like let their names not be associated with like time, like passing and people forgetting. And so I would just say, I would love for people to continue to pass the word of who started these things, the histories. Maybe somebody even captures like what happened in West Michigan trail building and West WMMBA, who was on these boards and that kind of stuff, who laid the groundwork that we can actually pay thanks to. Yeah. And I would agree, like the most rewarding thing to me is like giving back. Being a part of this is so amazing, and I feel so fortunate what Marnie and I have been kind of gifted into, that giving back. I know everyone has a busy life. Everyone's got families or kids or jobs or new jobs or whatever it is. But you know what? Everyone needs to kind of just say, I'm going to give back to this community. I'm going to go out and do a trail day. I'm going to go out and be an advocate for this green space in my backyard or, my community.
Say no to golf courses.
Say no to golf courses, right. Yeah, I mean, it takes the next generation to really step up and, grab it. Yeah, I mean, I hope there's somebody like Rick and Kathy that continues, to think big about these big events that continue to happen.
I think it's positive. I think we're seeing a lot of new blood, and that's what we need.
Yeah,
I mean, we have a lot of new blood, people's names I don't recognize, haven't met. Thank God for them.
The
we're
reason
going to get more trail. Johnson Park. I'm going to go ride that without touching the dirt.
You're going to float through it?
Yes.
The reason we started this podcast, a lot of it was to get these stories and have like a permanent record as a time capsule. That's why I was annoyingly persistent with both of you to get you in here.
We were
cheated and steal.
Tricked into it.
You guys had the VIP passes. Like, they didn't buy me a beer. I have free beers.
Well, I remember you said, Tenor said he'd do it if you did it.
Oh, he said Rick would do it if I did.
Exactly.
No, I said Rick was doing it.
Oh,
and you did say you'd do it. Because you didn't think I'd talk him into it. And you're like, well, if Rick does it, I'll do it.
I'm here.
All right, well, you guys don't have to do it anymore. You're good.
All right, next week, what time are we coming back?
It wasn't that bad. Thank you, guys.
We really appreciate you guys coming on. And I'll let Kellen do his thing.
So if you ever see these guys in the wild, you guys definitely owe them a beer. I think they've earned it from all you bikers. Any last words you guys got to say?
Promote anything?
No.
Just ride your bike, give back.
I already said my piece.
Get out there.
I'm good.
Grab a shovel.
Do the berry. Do lumberjack. All these things sell out so fast. Like, try to bribe them into getting in with beer and liquor.
Drink some Black Rocks beer.
Ride your bikes and
ABM.
give
Always
back.
be marketing.
Well, we appreciate you guys coming on. We appreciate everyone listening. And like always, guys, remember to keep progressing, keep pushing yourself, and have fun. Thanks. Bye.
Thank you. See you.